Hi. So, welcome to one more game on IndieX. It's the first game on this afternoon, a beautiful afternoon. We're going to be talking about Timberborn, a game made by Mechanistry. And with us, we're going to have Michael. Oh, I don't want to get this wrong. Amielańczyk. Amielańczyk. Is this right, Michael? The comms manager from Mechanistry?
It was close. It's Michał Amielańczyk, but it was very close. Very good.
Amielańczyk. Okay, it's pretty close. It's pretty close. So we're gonna be talking about Timberborn. I must say, I was already saying it in enough. I must say that I love the game. I got completely hooked by the game. I even lost track last night of playing it, and I had to be remembered by my girlfriend that it was almost 6 a.m. And I was completely lost. I thought it was like 1 a.m. or something. I got completely hooked by the beavers and by the construction, by city building. I already have a ton of ideas to do with my city. The game is just incredible. I really 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 like the game.
We are
Um,
very happy to hear that, and we are not sorry for that.
well, I bet you are not sorry for it. I think that's why you made the game in the first place, right? To get people on it and get people liking it. And I guess it's working. At least for me, it worked really really well. So, Timberborn is this company's first game, right?
Yeah, that's correct. That's our debut. That's our very first game.
Yeah. How many people are working on the game?
Right now, we are a studio of 12. When we launched the game last year, I believe we were a team of 7. So we're growing.
Damn. So the 12 people working all around on the beavers.
Yep.
Well, but they are accomplishing something. That's for sure. But why make a game about beavers? We've seen a lot of city builders. This is a question that popped up my mind ever since the start. Because when I started trying it, I was already questioning myself. Beavers, Why beavers. I started playing it. It felt like a great city builder. But then beavers. I was so confused. Why?
H- How many games about beavers do you know?
One now.
Exactly. That was the gap that we needed to fill. And when we knew that we wanted to create a city building game, we were looking at all the various creatures that could be building cities. So
Yeah,
beavers came to mind as the kind of creatures that are great at building, and everybody loves beavers. And as you there are not many games with beavers in the market, so it was a perfect match.
it was. It was a perfect match. It's so funny to see the beavers. I was kind of scared with some things that happened, but we'll go as soon as we get into the game. People will be able to see. But yeah, it's so cute having the beavers. I think we can jump into the game if production wants to give us the game. We can go. Yay! So, as we were discussing, I already have a load game with a city with 3 districts. But let's start a fast new game, just so people can see the tutorial and see how the game goes. We have two factions, Folktales and Iron Teeth. Still haven't got the Iron Teeth unlocked, so we'll go with Folktales. And they have some. Is this a hat or are these the ears?
This is a head, but heads up, they do not have hats in the game
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. I was looking for the hats in the game. So that's why I was asking because I couldn't find the hats, so I was really confused.
But as soon as you get to what we call golems, you will be able to see the hats because we have golems, which are
Mm.
basically beaver bots, and they do have cool hats. So
Yeah, I'm,
if you're
I'm about
really in the hat,
to.
just
eh,
go for the golems.
Yeah, I want the hats. As you can see, I'm all about the hats. So let's go for a loading, and we're gonna go into a simple new game. We're gonna. I selected easy. Don't mess with me already because I selected easy. It's just so we can quickly jump through the tutorial and people can see how the city starts, how the game starts, and after that we're gonna jump onto my game, which well it's also on easy, and you'll be able to see a stronger city, a more well done city, well done. So how should we call
There
this
is,
settlement? Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I was just about to say that there is no shame in going with easy because we kind of know that our game gets very difficult at later stages, so it's perfectly fine to start on easy.
Yeah, I've been. I've seen. We'll talk about it when I go into my main city. But yeah, I've had my struggles. For example, I've been having a hard time coming out of 50 beavers. I can't go up from 50 beavers. It's becoming hard. So, starting a new game, we have our hometown town hall. And we have some beavers to start. And the first mission we have to do is place some lumberjack flags that will allow beavers to just start working on gathering all this lumber. Obviously, we're gonna have to connect the lumber works or the lumber flags to the town hall because, like most city builders, we always have to have our workplaces and every other structure connected to the main structure. One of the cool things that I found is the ability to build multiple town halls or multiple districts. I already have multiple in my other build. I found this I must say, but at first I found it a little confusing. Why build the flags and then build the how are they called, the lumber, no, not lumber yards, the foresters. Why not make just one building?
Basically,
uh
they are separated by their functions. The
yeah.
lumberjacks flags are there to uh, give you an ability to pick which beavers are focused on cutting trees, and the forester is the one that handles planting the new trees. Because we have many types of trees in the game, you are able to pick what you want to be planted, and
Hmm.
that forester beaver will handle that duty for you. Basically, in our game, you are not able to directly control a single beaver, which means that uh, you are in control of this whole population. So, by creating workplaces for particular roles, you are able to control what and where they are going to do.
Nice. So right now we're building a water pump so we can get some water into the city because beavers need water. Look at how cute they are. Look at all the little boys.
Make sure that the audience can hear their voices.
When I first heard the voices, I thought minions. Are they inspired in the minions?
Yeah, it's kind of similar. Actually,
They're really cute.
it's kind of funny because the voices that we have right now are like 2 years old or maybe even older, and over time we've been making many changes to the game, including the changes to the sounds.
Hmm.
But the voices are so cute and lovable that we've just kept them the way they were 2 years ago, and people love them.
Yeah, it's really cute. So let's go for a gatherer flag. We can get some berries. There's a bigger spot of berries over there. Also need to connect them wheat. Nice, cute road. I love building roads. That's one of my main things. So I always do everything so far apart just to build roads and give space to new constructions. This game allows me to do just that. And you'll know what I'm saying when I go into my load game. Because one of the things that I found incredible in this game is the vertical building. Man, the vertical building just got me lost trying to build skyscrapers and all that jazz.
Yeah, that's actually my favorite thing about the game as well. And it is also a funny story because when we launched the game in the very first stage of beta or whatever it was called, we didn't have that. But over time, as we were gathering feedback from people, uh, the idea for stackable buildings came up. And people loved the ability to put one building on top of another so much that we just kept expanding
Yeah,
that
yeah.
idea.
It came out really good. 'Cause, I've been building some crazy stuff. I've been imagining a city. The ability to build buildings on top of buildings lets me imagine a huge city, so I can do stuff. Oh man, I'm eager to show you my city. It's
Yeah,
awful, but it's great in my way.
that's what counts.
Yeah, that's true. In a city builder, we must be happy with what we built. There's no, there are some right things to do, but there is no right plant for a city. So just build your own way. Let's speed this up a little so they can go build. Yeah, this is what scared me the first time. I was playing in slow, so they don't seem moving, and I thought, oh my god, I killed all my beavers. But no, they were just sleeping. I got so scared.
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. Finally, luckily they're not dead yet. But yeah, I got so scared when that first happened. I was so confused. Like, why? Why are they dead? Build a nice like here. So we can go and build some nice crops over here. The music is so chill. Everything is so chill about this game. Even the water flowing. So chill.
Yeah, it is so chill until you get into the next stage when the droughts start hitting
Oh
you.
yeah.
Then the
Yeah.
things get a little bit intense.
True. Let's build a nice carrot field. 95? I cannot. No, let's do it like this. Yeah. Stupid tree needs to go.
The trees are never stupid, man.
Yeah, true.
It's
I don't know.
it's a beaver game. Do
Yeah,
not
true.
say
True
anything
that.
like that.
So we're gonna need log pile, stock our wood. Put it here. It's next to the log piles. Gonna need a small water tank. Build it. No, 3 small water tanks. Let's build one here. Let's build one here next to the crops. They might need the water. Build it here in the intersection. Let's build another water tank here, close to the water pump. 'Cause yeah, there's always a water tank next to the water pump. And a small warehouse. Let's build it here next to the crops so they can store it as soon as they come out. This is gonna be a farm area for now.
Yeah, I can already see that you are optimizing things. So it is clear that you have played this.
Yeah, I'm always trying to optimize stuff. I'm a huge fan of strategy games and even more of city building games, especially when they let me just enjoy the game, don't have too many obstacles. I was afraid that this game had like invading beavers or something, but it did not. It has the droughts. They're not cool, I must say. My main district never suffered from the droughts, but my secondary districts suffered a lot. I've had a lot of casualties. Um, but yeah, overall the game lets me just enjoy the landscape, enjoy the city building, and I really love when a city builder lets me do that because I don't have much time to play. I work all day and all night, so when I play, I like to just enjoy it, and I could just do it with this game. It was incredible.
We had quite many people coming to us and ask that they want some sort of invasions, like other species, like otters or something that be in conflict with the beavers. But one of the principles that we had in the
Hmm.
beginning that have not changed for now is that we do not want violence in the game, and we don't want to turn this game into a game where you create the attackers defenders dynamic. We just want it to be focused on building stuff because that's what
Yeah,
the beavers do.
come on. Almost every city builder goes for the attackers defenders. You're gonna have an invasion. You're gonna have to invade some other. There are so many games like that. So many city builders with random acts of violence just because. Not every strategy game needs violence.
Yep.
I don't know if you know a game called Cultures, which is
I'm not familiar. No.
it was a city builder, a really old city builder, like from the 90s. It is one of my favorite games from all time. Really love the game. So it got me hooked into city builders. Um, and one of the main things of cultures, if we wanted, we could disable violence, so we could just enjoy the city building and appreciate. It was like this, or like most city builders currently, where you cannot control directly the villagers. You can only give orders to build stuff. Um, it was just so enjoyable, so
Yeah.
incredible. So the inventor needs to go far, far away because inventors are always secluded people.
That is not true.
Yeah, I bet you took that to heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I like to keep my science away and build some
Yeah.
district up to science. It's like building a science park. I'm one of those guys. I like to have mini
Actually,
districts inside my districts.
actually, when I'm creating screenshots for the game and stuff like that, I also tend to just group the scientists together, put them on some platform just to give an impression that they didn't want to be among all the ordinary beavers. They are
Yeah, they need
inventors.
time to think. They need time to work around, so they can't be bothered with human stuff, or not, in this case, beaver stuff. So we're gonna get this was tricky the first time I made it because I didn't really understand what it did. Um, but then I got the hang of it. But I was kind of confused first time I built the water wheel.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of common because the water physics are not that popular in this sort of way. So it is not obvious that you had to put this in the water and then work with the water flow to maximize the energy output.
Yeah, I'm already building lumber mills. The tutorial didn't tell me to do it, but I know that I'll need to build at least one. So I've built two because I'm a megalomaniac and I like to build stuff.
Just make sure you don't run out of wood.
I
I think you
won't.
have.
I will never run out of wood.
Uh, I remember telling myself the very same thing.
Yeah, I should probably delete this secondary lumber mill because I don't have a forester yet. Yo, build the lumber mill, guys. Get a little priority. What happens? I haven't messed with this because I was kind of scared of what we would do. But what happens when you change the work hours for the beavers?
They just keep working longer, which means they are able to finish building stuff in a shorter amount of days. But
Okay,
this also means that they get tired over time. And if you click a beaver, you will be able to see that they have this need called sleep. And basically, when they are deprived of sleep, they will be just burned out of what they are doing, and their effectiveness will take a very
okay.
noticeable hit. So
And
while it is okay to, yeah,
what if you reduce it? What happens to the beavers?
they are able to spend more times doing the relaxing stuff like
Okay,
visiting the attractions that we have, which in turns increases their well-being, and your colony becomes happier over time.
okay.
That's actually one of the unwritten goals of the game. to make your colony as happy as possible. And in a later stage of the game, when you get to the bots that I mentioned earlier, you're also able to uh, give some of the jobs to the bots, resulting in beavers being able to just chill in them or just swimming
Nice.
in the pool
Mhm.
and having time of their lives.
So we're now waiting for the 60 science points so we can unlock the forester. Here we go. Put the forester right here in the middle. Now with the forester, we can plant new trees because the older ones are dying. We can get to planting. Mm, nice pine tree forest.
How many beavers do you have right now? I can see
Right
that
now,
on the.
11.
Oh, okay,
11 adults, 4 children.
great.
So plant pine, 20, already done. Yeah, close the tutorial. So yeah, this is it for the start of the game. This is not how your city should look like, but what you need to start the game. Now, since we have a short time, I'm gonna jump and save this real quickly. I'm gonna jump into our more advanced game. It's here. Uh, which is a save. I think it's this one. Is it? It's this one. Hmm. No, I think it's this one. Let's jump onto it.
Let's see what you've got in that city.
Yeah, you're gonna judge me. I can already feel it. I can feel it in your voice that you're gonna judge me hard.
No, I'm not.
So, guys, if you have any questions that you want to ask, feel free to join our chat. I'm just checking the RTP Arena chat. I'm not checking the rubber channel. So, yeah, if you have anything you want to ask or anything you want to critique on my city building abilities, just feel free.
Or if you want to critique our game, because we are always listening to the feedback. So
That's nice. That's nice. Question from K Seixas. When will the version 1.0 come out? Is there a date already? And will it come out on another platform besides PC, like Switch, for example?
right now, I'm not. I know this is going to be a not very satisfying answer, but we do not have a release date planned. We'll see how this goes, because we are for now just focusing on releasing major updates. We have just announced that we are working on update number 3, and depending on the feedback and how comfortable we feel with what we have, then we will decide on the 1.0 release date. And as for the platforms, we are fully focused on PC and Mac right now. We do not have any ports planned for at the moment, but if the demand is here, we might consider this.
Nice. So yeah, judge away, judge away.
It's beautiful.
This is my first district. I was trying stuff, like getting everything, trying to get everything running, just exploring. I had some mischiefs. Thank you in the case silent, by the way. Okay, no problem. Case silent sessions. Uh, so yeah, I've had some mischiefs in this town, and I had to work around them. For example, here, I didn't understand how the rooftops worked first, so I've built some weird stuff on it, and now it came out as a water pump garden. Like, you can just go on a date, see the water barrels. It's really cool. You have seats out here. We have a nice walk in here, so the cars can pass through. That speeding car can get a ticket.
May I
Um,
give you a pro tip?
yeah, sure.
Open the settings,
I will.
and there is this option called free camera, I believe.
Free camera. Let's look for it.
Uh,
Unlock camera.
yeah.
Okay.
With this, you are able to zoom in closer without the
Oh,
camera
okay.
bumping up.
Nice. Perfect. So yeah, got a nice water garden. Got my science district with a nice place so they can hang around after work. Uh, this was the most impressive thing I've built. I was so happy when I understood how this worked and got it because it helped me so much with the other districts that I'll show in a second.
Yeah.
Right now, there's a lot of stuff still going on in this district. A lot of buildings still on the way. I'm gonna build some my first herbicide or my first medic, a bigger what is it called
Warehouse.
warehouse. Yeah, a bigger warehouse because I've been having some issues with storing stuff. I have a lot of stuff to store, and a temple. Because why not? I think the beavers would like a temple. I
Yeah.
tried to build it in the middle of the water, thinking that it would work. Well, I managed to build it, but well, it did not work. Right here, I have my second district, which is the color of my eyes. It's like this is the rich district. It's still under process. This all this area on top is gonna be terraformed. Well, not terraformed, but it's gonna be green in a bit as soon as those waters are done. And I'm building like a really nice, luxurious skyscraper here
Nice.
with a nice view to the water and some nice benches up there. I'm gonna build a beach here so guys can enjoy it. I also have a nice house here, nice 3-story apartment, pretty cool 2-story apartment here, direct to the workplaces. So yeah, there won't be any unemployed beavers in this district. And then I have my most chaotic and most proud construction. This is what I call the favela, which is it's everything and nothing at once. I think it's beautiful in its own way. I'm gonna copy some questions from the Rubber Chicken chat. Purified from Hell. Does it have co-op? Before I explain
Uh,
this district.
it does not. It is a single player game, so you are on your own to fight the droughts and survive.
Well, it is a single player game. Well, how would you have co-op in a city builder? Maybe that's a question to think about. Bruno Carvalho, it's possible to raise the sound game. Yes, it is. Let me just raise it here because I have everything at 50. Let's hope that it's better this way. I'll raise everything to max and probably leave master at 60. Okay, now we have a little more sound. Probably the production will have to work around it. So yeah, as I was explaining, this is my most chaotic, most beautiful district. This is just factories on factories. It has a weird favela on the making. It's just houses built on top of houses on top of houses that make absolutely no sense to the common peasant. They make a lot of sense to me because this is a white collar district, a blue collar district. I mean, so they're all going to be working all time round. So they need to get to the houses as fast as possible. They don't care about beauty. They only have this barren wasteland to look at. So they're going to be work beavers. They're going to be the workforce for our cities. Yeah,
If you
let's level
like,
them. Yeah,
uh, if you like constructions like this, I believe you will love the second faction, because the Iron Thief are exactly what you have just described. They are very work oriented. They live in cramped places, and basically they do not care about comfort. They just want to work and go to sleep and then go back to work. So I think you will like the Iron Thief.
I'll probably do, but I like this contrast. It reminds me of real cities where you have a completely lost city center because it was built years ago and took hundreds of years to build, and it's completely all around like factories, but some luxurious stuff, and then working class people. You have some luxurious places where gardens can grow and everything can flourish, and then you have these places where there are just working people paying and working so the other people can live happily ever after. So yeah, I like to have this contrast. It reminds me of the real world. This is my most incredible stuff. I've built a farmhouse on hanging platforms so I could build carrots around it. It's perverted in its own beautiful way. It's completely perverse. It's
Yeah,
incredible.
and if you are going to ask me how does the sun reach the carrots that are underneath, I am not going to answer that question.
Why?
Let's just say that they just grow.
Okay.
We have some stuff like this in the game, and this is one of the most common questions that we get, with the other being something along the lines of why do the water tanks that are underwater do not work, and
Do not feel.
how does the water
Well,
not mix with the...
true. Oh, I had a question. I had a great question. Where? No. Where? How does? Wait. What is it? Wait. I'll find it. It is a water meter or a water gauge. Yeah. Stream gauge.
Yep.
What's the use of this? Because I haven't found any proper use for it right now. For now.
Basically, when you want to optimize your gameplay and you have a more complicated network of dams and floodgates,
Okay.
with the gauge you are able to see the top level the water reaches during the wet season and the dry season. So with this, you can basically manage the water levels that you want to keep stable during the drought, because I'm not sure if you have unlocked this already, but we have the floodgates in the game.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I have floodgates. I didn't build them because I still haven't felt the need to build a floodgate.
yeah, but
But
basically,
yeah.
floodgates are the dam units that allow you to pick the height at which the water passes through, which basically means that you can build high floodgates that have, like, I believe, 6 levels of possible depth, and with water gauges you are able to tell what water levels you can expect at each setting, which is important because, as you have noticed, when the entrance to a building is underwater, the building will not work.
Hmm.
At the same time, you also have to optimize the water levels because you want to have your aquatic plants to grow. The aquatic plants grow only water, but only
On shallow
uh,
water like this, right?
yeah, yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I thought about building some water plants in here, which is the first like that the game presents us. But I had a problem with water. I panicked. That's why I have so many water barrels on top of the buildings. Because I just panicked. My beavers were dying, so I started building water pumps everywhere, and yeah, now I can't have water plants here because they don't look well.
yeah. I know the feeling.
So, some more questions from the chat. Bruno Carvalho, it's a demo or it's already the final version? Well, a game is never finished.
Yeah, it's correct. It is never finished. It is in early access right now, available on Steam, GOG, and Epic. Uh, right now, we are at about 1 year and 2 months after the early access launch, and we have two major updates behind us, with the third one on its way. And as I mentioned earlier, we do not have a full launch date yet. But yeah,
So
the
there
game
you
is
have it.
available to purchase on the free platforms I mentioned.
There you have it. It is the released version, but it's not the final one. Early access right now on Steam, Epic, and GOG, right?
Correct.
Another question: will there be added war among cities, fights, combats? Can we play it multiplayer? Those are all questions. Let's start from the war one. You already answered it, but you probably wasn't here.
Yeah. Our stance is that we do not want to have violence in the game. So right now our plan is not to include any kinds of wars, battles, combats, whatever you want to call it. It's more or less a peaceful game. Your beavers may die, but they will not die because of some crazy barbarian attacking you from the other side of the map.
And what about multiplayer? Can we expect a multiplayer version or a multiplayer?
We do not
Okay.
have plans for that right now.
Okay. There you have it, Ur. If you have any other questions, just pump them in chat and gonna keep answering them. Are there gonna be any expansions? I don't know if I already asked this, but are there any planned expansions to the game?
We are still figuring this out. We are not sure how we are going to approach the uh, development of Timberborn after the launch. For now, it is just early access with 3 major updates that we will be releasing until the 1.0 version comes out.
And will you add more animals? Asks Ur.
If by more animals you mean like playable otters or foxes or chipmunks or whatever, right now we are focused on beavers only. But there might be some smaller additions, like I mean, like in some sort of units that may be available to the beavers. These are the ideas that we have been playing with. In fact, there is some little Easter egg in the game. You do not have any aquatic plants here, but if you click the aquatic plants often enough, you will be able to hear a very particular animal that cannot be seen in the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna build some aquatic plants just for that. Do I need to get some stairs so they come down to catch the water plants? How do the water plants work?
When them in the water, they should be able to reach that area because they are beavers, so they are able to swim.
Okay.
So you just need to have some stairs leading into the water. I'm not sure.
But I do need to have stairs into the water.
Yeah, you need to have this. You need to have a set of stairs, and you need an aquatic farmhouse. I'm not sure if you have that.
Yeah, I forgot the aquatic farmhouse. Yeah, I'll build it in a second. Let's build stair here. And I need to build a floodgate. Whoa, my first floodgate. Yay. So if I build a floodgate at this height, it will remain the water at that height? How the floodgates
Yeah.
work?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can just keep it open as long as there is water, and when the drought comes, you can just lock it so the water behind stays there.
Okay, perfect. Alright, now it's open. We're gonna have to build our water aquatic farmhouse. Yes. I think if I build it here, it's gonna be close enough. Is it? I think it is close enough.
Yeah, I think it should be able to cover it.
Yeah, I don't wait. I think there is a square in the middle that we will not cover. Let's try building it somewhere else. Here? No, too far. Oh man. Well, it will cover some of it. So yeah, do it. Let's do it. Make some priority here. Build it faster. And let's build some decoration there, because I hate having squares open.
Yeah, that's why in the next update we are adding this. We are basically redesigning the entire warehouse system, but as part of that, we are adding the smallest tiny warehouses that are just one tile, so you are able to fill all the remaining boxes.
Why are you hungry, guys? You have a lot of carrots. No, you don't have that many carrots, actually. Well, you'll stay hungry a bit longer. Brun Carvalho, can you tell us the content of the update? Yeah, I think you're asking for a little too much.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
Bruno is asking if you can tell us the contents of the update.
Yeah, basically, one of the main things that we are adding is an entirely new warehouse system. Right now, every warehouse accepts all possible types of goods, which basically leads to a mess because there are all types of resources in your warehouses, and when the beavers want to get them, they just keep running all around the village, and it is hard to tell where that particular type of goods is stored right now. So in the next update, every warehouse will only store a single type of good,
Oh,
uh,
okay.
which will make this much easier to control. We are also going away with the mm, storage units that are only specific to a single good. So, for example, we have the log piles and we have the water tanks. And if you want to have another type of good, such as metal scrap, you need to have another type of a pile. And in the next update, every single pile will be able to hold all kinds of materials that are stored in piles, like dirt, log piles, metal scrap, and whatever. And
Okay.
same with the tanks. Right now, we have different types of tanks that are used to store, for example, maple syrup. I'm sorry, uh, something called the catalyst or biofuel that the golems use. There is
Yeah.
another tank for water, and in the next update, the tanks will be universal. So you just pick whatever liquid you want to hold there. And in addition to that, we are also making it possible to finally delete buildings and regain the materials from them,
Oh, yeah.
which was a very highly requested feature. We are also making other smaller changes, like for example, changing the models for the golems because people thought that they were too science fiction, and we are making them more in line with the game's aesthetics. We are also making changes to the migration system, so it is easier to move your units between the districts. So if you want to have multiple districts, you will be able to migrate beavers and golems or bots between them much easier. Um, there will be some other changes that we haven't unveiled yet because they are related to the new content. But basically, our goal is to make the two factions that we have, the Foloctase and the Iron Thief, much more unique. And in that, we'll be changing the models for the shared buildings and also adding unique buildings and crops and production chains to each faction so that when you switch from one faction to another, you really feel that you are playing a different faction. Right now, we think they are a bit too similar.
Okay. So a lot of changes. Some of the changes are changes that I was thinking about them when I was playing. For example, the warehouses and the migration system. I had a lot of trouble with the migration system. It was not really easy to understand for me. Um, but yeah, it's nice to know that changes are coming.
Yep.
Put some pines here. No, put some birches here. Really nice to know the changes are coming. Um, there's something else that I wanted to ask you about changes. Yeah, are there going to be any changes soon or planned for the trading post, the distribution post?
Uh, Basically, we do have some plans to that. We are. I'm not sure if we're going to have them in update 3, but uh, I believe it's safe to say that the districts are not the most understood mechanic in the game, and not
Okay,
the most liked mechanic in the game. So we will be making changes to that so that people can enjoy the districts more. You say that you like the districts, which is great to hear, but we often hear that people would like us to remove the districts altogether, and there are many
okay,
reasons to have the districts in the game. Uh, a short version is that they help a lot with the game's performance and with many unwanted behaviors that we had before we introduced the districts. So we want to keep the districts in, but we also want them to be easier to use and more user friendly, basically. And that also includes how the goods are distributed.
perfect. So I think we're gonna call it a day for now. We're already running out of time, and you are running out of time. So let's just exit this. If the production can switch out of the game, I don't know if it's done already. Yeah, it's done. Oh, perfect. I love this production. Um, so yeah, this was it for Timberborn, an incredible game. Seixas is also asking if there are any plans for more factions. I think you already kind of answered that, right?
Uh, we do not have any plans to implement them in the near future, but it is a common request. So if the demand remains, I'm sure we will have more factions.
Perfect. So I think this is it, Michael. Your game is incredible. Like I said, I could just keep playing. As you saw, I completely lost track of time. I was checking time before in the tutorial, then I completely lost track of time because I was already thinking about my faction, about the city that I was building. I was losing it already. But
That's great.
thank you so much, Michael. Um,
Thank you for having me.
where can players and fans find your works? Yours and Mechanistry.
Mm, Excuse me, one second, please.
Where can players find your work? Twitter, your Twitter handle, your website. Where can they find everything and patch notes and whatever?
Yeah, basically, our main channel is Steam. Basically, that's where people hang out a lot. So if you are after the patch notes, the devlogs, and stuff like that, check our Steam page. And if you want to interact with me and other developers, be sure to join our Discord because we have a very active Discord community. If we have any Discord members in the chat, hello, I love you.
Cute. Perfect, perfect. I think we're done with Timberborn. I'm not surely done with Timberborn. I'll keep playing for a lot more time, and I'm gonna grind a lot in these cities. The game is already out on Steam, GOG, and the Epic Games Store. You can go and find it. The game is out to buy. You can grab it and play and tell us what you're thinking about it. Join the Discord, join the Steam groups, and yeah, give some inputs on the game. The team is always looking for stuff, always looking for new ideas, always looking
Yep.
for suggestions. So it's up to you. From here, from me, João Antunes, Commander Bonnie from RTP Arena, and in the X, I'm done. This is my last interview for the show, and I hope you had a good time. So wait a bit, and we'll have a new game right after.
Thank you very much.